Hello everyone and welcome back to my Hardcore Minecraft series. Today we're going to work on making some farms, both food and other resources. We need food because we need to start expanding our village, and we need other resources so that we can trade with them. So our main goals today are going to be to build a mob farm, a cactus farm, and just various farms. All that, and we will get started. We're going to start by building a cactus farm. Not necessarily because we need cactus right away, but because it's really easy to build. And when we want it later, I'll already want to have it. So we're going to dig this down, replace it with tile, and the sharp-eyed of you will notice that I've made a little bit of an oopsie. But first, let's get some sand. Cactus really only grows on sand, and because it grows in deserts, and we'll put that one in the middle and start building our fences. Now, I am going to have to rebuild this because I actually put this tube below and the water isn't going to flow correctly. So yeah. Here I am placing the chest for the collection system, getting that all set up. And here you can see I realized that I made a mistake. But I'm going to get the water flow in first before I fix it. Yeah, we're going to need to take down the cactus in order to fix this. Alright, so here I am, having moved everything up one, and now I'm destroying the blocks that are blocking the water flow, which is messing with the collection system. And here it is, all fixed. It's built properly now, and that will just passively collect. And now we're setting up the pistons for our bamboo farm. Bamboo is very important because you can use it to fuel your super smelters, and you can turn it into so many things. It's super useful, and it's a wood type, so it'll be super useful for when I start doing builds later. But unfortunately, I've realized that in order to make a bamboo farm, I need observers. And observers require quartz, which you have to go to the nether for. So now I'm going to gather some string from this spider spotter to build some looms to finish up the villager trading tables. And here are those looms. And we're going to place these by the composters just because they're thematically. There's not a lot of logic happening here. I'm just trying to get them down. I can always redecorate later. If it looks ugly, that's fine. Alright, and here we've set up the sugarcane farm, which has the same problem as the bamboo farm. And now, we're going to build our mob farm. We're going to go to the nether next episode. Or maybe a couple episodes from now, when we've done some farming, when we've done some trading, and gotten our villagers leveled up. I think what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use spruce trees and Fletchers to get emeralds, and use the emeralds to level up the rest. I think that would be the best plan, so that's what we're going to do. And I'm just going to finish building. Alright, the other thing we need are some animals, namely cows and sheep. Chickens and pigs are less important. You can get arrows from Fletchers and meat from cows and sheep, so we are going to get those eventually, but we're not going to worry about those too much. Alright, and here I found a cow. This will be a good cow to grab, just because it's the closest one, and hey, here's another one. We actually ended up collecting a few more cows as we went on. Oh dear. Oh, well, there's one left. Let's run. Let's run. Alright, and it's now the next morning, so we're just gonna grab this cow and put him in the pen before we go out and find more cows, because we decided to bring our cows back at night, and a creeper got them. This is why you go out to get your livestock in the morning. Alright, we've got him in. He is safe. Alright, now it's time for some sheep. Here's one. We're gonna need a couple of more, but I haven't been able to find any more on the way. So this one I'll have to do, and then we'll have to go out looking in a different direction for more sheep to create more sheep. And here we found another sheep, so let's go ahead and get her home. It's going to be a little bit of a walk, but this is kind of just over by that green patch on the other side of the river, so it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, here we are with sheep number 2. And the wheat will attract the other sheep, but I found that if you just kind of butt them out of the way, it's usually fine. We're going to give them both wheat, and now they're going to make a baby. Now we have 3 sheep. Now we're going to dye these sheep blue, and you actually need to craft it into a dye to do that. So we're gonna dye these sheep blue just so I get the same color of wool every time, so I don't have to store like 16 different colors of wool. So yeah, they're all gonna be blue, but eventually we're gonna set ourselves up with a sheep farm with like all the colors of wool, and it'll be awesome. Alright, and now it's time to get these villagers out of this hole. Now, this sort of tunnel down here, I want to match it up with my former mine shaft, but it's a former mine shaft because it ran into a cave, but thankfully I covered it up. So now that I've made that tunnel, we're just going to kind of like nudge them in the right direction and then tunnel once they go. But we don't need to cover this tunnel because I think at this point they've realized that all the beds and job sites are up there. So they'll kind of just go that way naturally. Come on, keep going up the stairs, keep going. Do you want to see the sun again or not? I'm trying to help you. And we're going to let the villagers free roam a little bit just because I've been sleeping so much. I don't think they're going to be in that much danger of monsters. But we are going to want to light up this area just eventually. I will say I'm not very good at doing this kind of important stuff. I tend to just kind of go at stuff, so it might be a little bit before I actually light up the place. Maybe when I go to the Nether, I'll just block off the doors and lock them in here. Alright, now that's done, let's get ourselves another cow. Yeah, cows are important because we're going to need leather for an enchanting setup and the lecterns. And we're going to need both if we want to get good armor. Alright, and with the wool we've been collecting from the sheep, we're just going to start building this kind of bed setup so that once we get the food farm set up, we'll have enough beds for all the villagers we need. And we're just going to give them some stairs so they can get up to that second level. And yeah. And now we're going to be getting some stripped wood so that we can make smoke. And here's the smokers. We only need 8 because I've arbitrarily decided that 8 of each job block is what I need. It was kind of an arbitrary decision, mostly based on the space I have set up, even though in a lot of these spaces you can see there's room for more. And now that we did smokers, let's grab some more iron so we can do the forges. I don't think that's actually what they're called, but I can't remember their name right now. So yeah, let's get some iron to make the I just remembered they're called smelters. We're smelting iron to make smelter. Blast furnace. They're called blasts furnace. Don't listen to me, I don't know what I'm talking about. So now that we have our blast furnaces, that's what they're called, we're going to place them next to our smokers. I just like putting them together because I like they're 2 different versions of the same thing. And now, since we're on the topic of smelting things, we're going to make grindstones. And really what I should have done is I should have put the blast furnace and the grindstones together, because those are more about foraging, but I can always move it. I can always redecorate. What's important is just getting this stuff down. And now with some more iron, we can make stone cutters. These are kind of more of a miscellaneous item. I'm not really ever sure where to put them, because stone cutting, only one kind of villager does that. So we're gonna put them by the grindstones for now. And over here we've got, actually no, we're gonna put them by the cauldrons. Yeah. Right now we've also got the cartography tables and the brewing stations right next to each other, just because I feel like those are both kind of academic kind of things. So, yeah, not a lot of logic going on here. And while I was out here mining for more iron, I found a geode! This is the best thing I've found down here so far, because geodes you can use to make, you can find amethyst crystals in there and use that to make amethyst blocks, and amethyst blocks are purple. And purple is my favorite color. So yeah, this will see a lot of use. I'm probably gonna wanna, separate all of the budding amethysts just to make them more efficient so they can be growing out on every single side. And yeah, look at that. Look at that gorgeous color. Also, the calcite is this really nice kind of marbly white, and I just love that. It's just, geodes are just full of gorgeous blocks, and it's amazing. Look at this. Is this not the most beautiful thing that you've ever seen? Look at it. It's gorgeous. The basalt is gorgeous. The calcite is gorgeous. The amethyst blocks are gorgeous. All it. Alright, anyway. Finally to the thing that we probably should have done first. Building food farms. I already made the wheat field, so here's me planting some carrots and some beets. It's a pretty good field over here, but we're probably going to change it later so that the villagers are farming it, so I have to do less work and I can build up the village. We're also gonna have some berries growing, like sweet berries and glow berries, and it's going to be amazing and beautiful over here. And I've built this wrong. It's not working, and I think it's because I've built it wrong. I built it too small. It's too small by one block, and I had to use signs to make it, make the water not flow down to the kill chamber. And I think that for that reason it's not working. But it could also be that I'm not usually hanging out over here. So, yeah, we're gonna try to fix it. We're gonna fix it by taking most of it apart and expanding it out to the proper dimension. Alright, we fixed most of the sides, we just need to fix this one side. The water's frozen, but it'll unfreeze if we break it. And there I go. And I'm dead.